This fool here, he wants to be in power. This dude in Michigan. So a Republican Michigan State Representative candidate named Jason Woolford recently appeared on a podcast called The Gray Area and recounted a story about him seeing a black family at a Cracker Barrel restaurant wearing masks. Now, they minding their own business. They wearing masks. So this asshole, he decides, instead of minding his own business, he wants to roll up on them and ask them why they thought it necessary to wear masks in the midst of a pandemic, but then somehow he wants to bring abortion into this. Watch this, fool.
I just want to say this, and I want people to listen very, very carefully here, so this is not taken the wrong way. But we were in Cracker Barrel, and let me preface the story to this. My wife is Mexican, okay?
So she's got some fire in her.
She's got some fire in
Fuego.
her, right? She's a fuego, muy fuego, yeah. So my point is, and then my youngest daughter is married, and she has, her husband's half black. So my point is this: the people that are listening right now, remember that story when what I'm about to say. So we're in Cracker Barrel, and I see this family walk in, and for the sake of description, I'll say black, African American, whatever, as we'd say in the Marine Corps, dark green. Okay, and they all have masks on. This is just a couple weeks ago, and then they sit down and they have mask on, and they lift the mask off to eat, then they put it back on. And when I saw this, I went over to them and I said, "Excuse me," I said, "I want to tell you a story real quick." And I said, "You see my family over there?" I said, "My wife's Mexican, my granddaughter's 25% black." I said, "I just want you to know where I'm coming from when I say what I'm going to say." I said, "I want to remind you that first, anybody at this table, you're not black and I'm not white. You're dark brown and I'm piggy pink, okay?" So having fun, because I don't like that narrative of the black and the white. It's very divisive, and people have bought into it. And the Marine Corps were smart in that for dark green, light green, whatever. But my point is, I told them, I said, "Listen, do you find it ironic that the very people that are telling you to wear this mask are the same people who go into your inner cities and slaughter the babies of black and Hispanics? Those are the same people telling you they care about you and to wear that mask." And so I don't mean to be political, but at the same time, right is right and wrong is wrong. And you said earlier, you sniffed things out, and it looked like this thing we were going through had more holes than Swiss cheese, right? And so I just want those that are listening, brown, piggy pink, whatever they want to say color-wise, across social races, financial, means. We need to pay attention to our freedoms and what's being taken from us, what we're allowing to be taken, and then also the agenda that's being pushed on us, because it's just so many times not the fact.
These are the type of dumbass we're dealing with here in Michigan, Roland. I'm just trying to explain it. I've lived in Michigan 51 years.
Okay. First, these black people came to Cracker Barrel to eat. Did nobody come to Cracker Barrel to see his punk ass roll up on them, asking about, first of all, somebody posted a tweet. It's one of the best tweets I've seen about masks. The guy said he was on the airplane, and so somebody said, "What's the value of you wearing that mask?" He said, "This mask keeps me minding my own damn business." Now, here's what's a trip, y'all. This white man don't know who the hell these black people are. This white man don't know if they black Republicans, if they black Democrats, if they black independents. He don't know nothing about these black people. He just decided to get his puffy, what do he call himself, Matt?
Pinky Pink.
Piggy Pink. He decided to get his Piggy Pink ass up, roll up on this black couple, interrupt their damn breakfast, and then he goes, the folk telling you wear the mask are the ones slaughtering black babies. Okay, what's Piggy Pink's name?
Piggy Pink.
Jason Woolford.
Jason Woolford. Okay.
Woolford. Yeah.
I wish I knew the black family. And I wish they would have said, let's just say Jason brought his Piggy Pink ass in front of me. And I would have said, first of all, why you bringing your ass over here? And then when he finished talking, I would have said, hey, Jason, you got anything to say about black folks who've been slaughtered by cops? Then I would have said, hey, Jason, since you care so much about black people, what you got to say about your party being the one defending Confederate statues and memorials? Hey, Jason, since your ass got so much to say, what do you have to say about your own party overturn the will of the people when it comes to the commission to redraw districts? Since your ass got so much to say, Piggy Pink, where do you stand on civil rights? See, these asinine Piggy Pink white conservatives really get on my nerves when they want to roll up on black people and talk about, oh, the black babies being slaughtered in communities, as if white folks ain't out here having abortions. Y'all, math is math. If y'all telling me that black people, and I've seen them throw, let's say if there are 500,000 black abortions a year, we represent 13% of the population. Do you know how many white folks are having abortions every single year? But y'all notice how they don't roll up on white folks like that. Because see, this is the game that they try to play. See, so Michael, this ain't limited to Michigan. This is Michigan, Ohio, Iowa, Illinois, Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas, Arizona. We could go on and on and on. And they love to play black people as if we somehow don't know what their game. No, game recognized game. And right. So I really wish that black couple would come forward to just light this fool up, Piggy Pink, for his bid. And then, now, y'all, before we even get started, my wife, Hispanic. Say, dog, that don't mean a damn thing. Lou Dobbs' punk ass wife, Latino, and hell, he was always ranting and raving and supporting Trump.
Greg Abbott too.
And then I love this one. Now hold up. Now my wife, Latino, and then talk about racist and stereotypical. Oh my goodness, that means your wife was a hot tamale. That means she's fire. Oh my goodness, she's a bottle of Tabasco sauce.
He's fuego.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they said about the man's wife. And he's like, oh my God, you're right. I'm like, his wife should make you slap your dumb ass.
Right.
But then he goes, oh, and hold up, by the way, my daughter, she has a black husband. I really hope her black husband said, what the hell is your dumb ass telling that story?
He said half black. And then he quantified it at 25% for somebody.
He
did
basically called his granddaughter a quadroon.
Well, you know, they're black and African American or whatever. I don't really see, because in the military we call them green. Oh, so now we Martians? Seriously, these people, This is why I had a woman came up to me today, Kelly, at the Convention Center, and she's like, Roland, I've been supporting you for the longest. It was the oldest. But she said, but you cuss too much. See, this story right here, this story right here. Sister told me she gave money. Her son watched it. She said, I can't watch you as much, Roland. I said, first of all, we don't cuss every day. But this story right here is precisely why we got to cuss people out on this show, Kelly. Right here.
I mean, sometimes you just don't have any other language other than profanity. And this is one of those times. I mean, it is said that with the human brain, the more you know and the more intelligent you are, the wrinklier it gets. You get the ridges and stuff in the brain like you see in pictures. Only say what came out of his mouth regarding his wife, his daughter, and his grandchild, but also the conclusions that he drew from wearing a mask to abortions. Like, you can't make that make sense because it doesn't. The levels of stupidity and ignorance in that clip is astounding. And sadly hilarious, which is why it's hard for me to breathe at the moment because I'm holding in laughter.
But Michael, these are folk who are running for public office. These are people who are going to be voting on legislation that impacts us.
I'm trying to tell people how serious this is. This is the type of people that we have in the state legislature here in Michigan, and these are the type of Republicans that you have in state legislatures, especially all throughout the South, okay? And, I have the picture of El-Hajj Malik Al-Shabazz behind me, Malcolm X. Malcolm X lived in Lansing and East Lansing. Malcolm said that whenever you're south of the Canadian border, you're in the South. This is the type of mentality from a lot of these people. And this is what we see here in Michigan, okay? So, he's drawn, and let's keep in mind that the guidelines for wearing masks during coronavirus, through the pandemic, they come from the CDC, which is the federal government. Regardless of whether it's Democrat, Republican, what have you, that comes from the CDC. And then it comes from your state government as well. So this is the type of nonsense that we're dealing with. But these people like this have to be voted out of office. They're dangerous. Okay, they're dangerous. And then, he said his wife is Mexican. Then he talks about his daughter is her boyfriend is half black, things like this. And we need to pull up his voting record to see what type of policies did he vote for, what type of policies did he vote against. So this is an example of how elections have consequences and why these people are so dangerous.
The thing here, Matt. Again, these black people just trying to mind their own business, and this fool decided to roll up just to be stuck on stupid.
Look, man, the thing that's ridiculous about this, especially ridiculous, is this is exactly what white people who are racist, who don't want to believe they're racist, do. They try to give themselves license by saying, see, I got black friends. My granddaughter is half black or partially black. My wife is Hispanic. None of those things give you license to be racist, number one. But number two, this is what conservatives do, is they make straw man arguments that have absolutely nothing to do with what you're talking about. If he had walked over to them and talked to them about mask policy, he shouldn't have been there bothering them anyway. But that would make more sense than trying to take that and then extend it to this conversation about the inner cities, number one. And I think further in that clip, he says, I don't know if they actually lived in the inner cities, but that's the kind of racism that you see from people who want to believe that they're just talking from a standpoint of reason or rights, right? Presentation of rights. Because I think he says that in the clip, like, oh, they're taking away our rights from us. You don't have to bother these people, number one. And number two, these people don't care about your opinions on policy, especially, as Michael said, when it's promulgated from the CDC. That's the thing that's so absurd about it. Conservatives like to vacillate and go back and forth between, we're the government and you should trust us and listen to us, and you can't trust the government at all. depending on what's advantageous to their position. And that's what's absurd about this is let these people eat, don't bother them, and go ahead and let them, enjoy their lives, and don't bother them with your racism that you try to veil as being, respectful.
This real simple. Why y'all wearing masks? Because I ain't got to smell picky pink. I ain't got to smell BS coming from Piggy Pink. Yeah, that's why I'm wearing a mask. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
When we invest in ourselves, we're investing in what's next for all of us. Growing, creating, making moves that move us all forward. Together, we are Black beyond measure.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Hold no punches.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?